Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's card I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Ink and some regular cardstock. So I've got some Bermuda Bay and this is Granny Apple Green that I'm using here. This is also the second time I'm doing this because my editing program just glitched on me. So I'm just using box standard regular, it's pretty thick cardstock, probably 300 GSM, and I'm just blending and blending and blending. Now I honestly thought this was a total mess and I didn't think I was going to use it, but actually once the ink starts to absorb into the paper and once it starts to dry, it actually turned out really smooth and lovely and blended yummy. So I was really chuffed because I honestly thought, oh my hat, this is going to have to be done on proper watercolor paper or Bristol Smooth or something like that. But I wanted to show you, I wanted to do something different for you guys. I wanted you to see that you can use normal cardstock and regular dyings and you can achieve this sort of look. I love distress ink, I love my watercolor papers, you guys know that, but this works really well. So I was really chuffed. So I then spritzed it with some water with a distress sprayer, and that just gives it one effect, and that reacted really well as well. So again, I was really pleased that that happened. I then took some Heidi Swapp Shine like shimmer sprays. The nozzles don't work anymore because they're that old, so I just used the actual tube from the inside and just splattered it on there. I've got the peach, which is the orangey one, and then the silver one, it was a tinsel. And then I used just this little sprayer that I brought out in a few videos now, and I just brought it out, and it's just got some Ranger Perfect Pearls in Perfect Pearl color, and it's been in there for about 10 years, so it's still going, and I just spritzed that lightly over the whole thing. I'm working on a waffle flower media mat, and I've totally fallen in love with this thing all over again, so I hope you like what you see when you see it. I think it's called a waffle flower, I want to say a water media mat, I don't know, something like that, media mat. Just look that up, you'll find it. So as these settle more and more, as they dry in that, it just smooths it out so lovely. So this is where I'm trying to decide what color cardstock to use, because I've actually got 2 shades of purple on the bits that you'll see in a minute, but I also wanted to find the right kind of thing, and in the end I go with a darker one. I think I actually go with this one rather than this limey green color, which would have worked, and that was one of the colors within all the elements, but I decided not to do that. I thought the darker one just worked that little bit better. So I have prepped some of these, because if you would have watched my previous video, so Tuesday's video, you would see that there are a ton of little pieces in the Spellbinder Sunday Drive die set. So the Sunday Drive die set has the theme for a birthday card, but it's the main bulk of the card. So there's a little, it's basically a little convertible, and I think it's the most adorable thing you've ever seen in your life. And the boot does open, so that's kind of fun if you want to have things sticking out of it. But for the Halloween add-on, there's Be Spooky is one of the, you actually get 2, and Be Spooky is one of the like number plates that you can put on the back. Now this it still takes a bit of getting used to. There's a ton of little pieces, and I still can't quite work out what order these things go in, so you'll have to bear with me. So I kind of fiddle and finagle quite a bit on this card just to get the car in all the pieces together. So this is where wet adhesive is handy, because if you want to move it around a little bit and get it positioned quite right, in the right position, then that works really well. But I also wanted to save some time for you guys, because there's a lot of stuff on here. So like for this, where the steering wheel is, I've already put the windshield and the little tail, no, what are they called, side mirrors on, little things like that. So I put some adhesive on the back of things just to try and ease your pain in having to watch me put this thing together. So although it didn't really take that long, to be fair, but like I say, there's a lot of little pieces, and Yeah, but when it's all together, it makes the most adorable thing. So there's the car essentially, but because this is Halloween, we have a witch and we have a skeleton, and I love it. You could even have the skeleton or the witch head sticking out of the boot. I mean, wouldn't that be hysterical? Yeah, that's the way my brain works. So I have again put these guys together. The skeleton's really easy. He comes in one piece, and then you have like a hat that can go on him, which he's got on. The witch comes in a few pieces. So you've got a hat, the band for a hat, her neck, her hair, and her, I suppose, her outfit. So they're all sort of separate pieces that you have to glue and put together. So that's why I say I put some of these things together beforehand, just to save a bit of time, because there's a lot of little pieces. Now I obviously didn't have quite the concept of, you know, spacing and stuff. So you'll see here in a minute, I kind of feel like my skeleton is, you know, like in a convertible where you got someone who stands up in the passenger seat to like wave their arms in the air, which they really shouldn't do, so be safe, guys. But I kind of feel like the skeleton's doing that. He's on the edge, man. He's just like out there, you know, being a skeleton. I don't know what skeletons do, but that's what he's doing. He's been a daredevil. That's what he's doing. So I just feel like in relation to the windscreen, he's a little taller than he probably should be. So that's my little story behind the skeleton. He's actually standing up a bit so he can go wahey, like you do. So I've got lots of tape on the back, which I'm going to tape off now that I've put them in. You have to put them in a certain order so that they look like they're in the right place, so that, you know, they look like they're sitting in the car, not the other side. I mean, you can have it the other way around, or they could look like they're sitting on the bonnet of the car. Maybe that's an idea. But I'm just going to get all these little bits of tape off, and you'll see I finagle for what feels like forever because everything was sticking to me. This is where wet adhesive is a bonus, because you don't have to, you know, you've got a bit more time with it than you do with a dry adhesive like this. So I'm just going to place these guys now with a bit more adhesive on the places where I didn't have any tape, just to help hold that in place as well. And I'm just going to pop them somewhat, not quite in the middle, but sort of ish in the middle, so that they are driving in their car. Isn't it cute? Oh my god, I got so excited. And look, she's even got a little broom. I mean, a witch is not a witch without a broom, right? We've all got those. So I had a oh, I'll get to that in a minute. There are some extra little, as in the Sunday drive, there's also these little extra pieces that are for the like the foliage, and I love the foliage in this one because it's basically looks, especially the two single ones, they look like they are bones on the end. I think it's so funny. And these skeletons are fab. You die cut them, and then as you've die cut them, it actually embosses the skeleton face into it, and it's just the coolest thing. I just think it's so cute, so cute. I mean, for Halloween, but you know, I like scary Halloween as well. So it also comes with these cute little bats, so I just cut a few of them out, and I'm just going to stick them somewhat randomly on the background, as if they're driving into the bats. So the bats are there. I don't know, I just had this vision, and this whole thing just turned out so perfect. It's one of my favorite Halloween cards this year so far. I'm in love with it, especially that background, because I really didn't think that was going to work, but you see how nicely it's blended and smoothed out, and perfect. So this sentiment is actually from the first foiled Halloween card that I made. And so if you go back to that video, I think it was last week or the week before, and you'll see this is actually the piece that I decided the color didn't quite work. It blended too much with that particular card, so I redid that sentiment in black, and it worked much better with that particular card. But on this one it works beautifully, so I thought, well, I'm not going to waste it, because it's, you know, we're crafters, we don't waste things like that. And I decided to go with the darker purple cardstock, I just thought it lent itself. It's the same as a couple of colours, like the witch's hair is the same colour and the part of the car there. And I just thought it worked really, really well. So that's pretty much it. Isn't that cool? I was so chuffed when this turned out the way it did. But it's, like I say, there's a lot of little pieces, but it's so cute. And when you put it together, it's just the best. But you see how the old skeleton, he's like hanging out. That's Jack. That's Jack. Oh, that's my grandad too. But, oh, but that's Jack. That's Jack Skellington. So I hope you like this, guys. I had such fun doing this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.